Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. To my lecturer Sejam Sari. My name is Nurul Ina Shafina binti Masrumi and my number matrix is BS19110079. And I am from Group 8. Will be presenting a key concept in Apple Incorporated Company, which is mission. Firstly, Apple company mission is committed to bring the best user experience to its customer through their innovative hardware, software, and services. Next, the thing that got my attention here is how Apple company really committed in giving the great power to design and designers over engineers. It could be seen that Apple company products are beautifully crafted. Everything about Apple's products designed with maximum attention to its details and at the same time has leverage on software and integrated within hardware that made their products are more valuable for user. For example, Apple designed Macs, the best personal computer in the world, along with OS X, iLife, iWork, and professional software. Besides, Apple also leads the digital music revolution with its iPods and iTunes online store. Not only that, Apple company has invented the mobile phone with its revolutionary iPhone and App Store and is defining the mobile media and the computing devices with iPad. That is really good and a great achievement about Apple company. Lastly, what I have learned from all of this is the mission of this company must be or will always have connection with their own vision. Otherwise, what have they stated in their vision can never be achieved correctly or even perfectly. So once again, it proves how important vision to a company's mission. That's it. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Shadratul Muntaha binti Yaqub, matrix number BA19110454. Today I'm gonna present one of key concept, which is objective and goals for Apple company. First, their objective is to produce free hassle products that provides service and enjoyment for customers. They also provides 4P, stand for product, place, price, and promotion in their company to establish their marketing mix. It's also help company to do what their aims and help company to reach the goals. While their goals for Apple company is to power all Apple facilities entirely by renewable energy. The first P, which is stand for product. In Apple company, they want to create a global level product and has made name for itself. It is because every year Apple company introduce something new and become a trend that never outdated. Their product also used by every layer of age in every country. It is proof that their product is suitable for every people to use it, whether for school or for work. Also, their every single product always exciting their customer in the world because the technology they use always update than before. They also create groundbreaking products Apple to have a great team building culture along with a strong research and development team. For second P, which is stand for place. In Apple company, they want to do expand nationwide chain of Apple stores globally. They want their companies spread their abilities in gadget technology in every country to compete with other companies. They begin with placing stores in all large markets and expand outward based on population and demand of products. Plus, they want to make the products available in every other possible retail or channel, for example, online or big box retailer. They also place their products in every retail store that carries electronic devices, all e-commerce websites, and make sure mobile devices are featured on every large mobile carrier. Next, for the third P is for price. Although they produce a new product every year, they will make sure the price of the single gadget is still affordable but came with technology that has been updated. Strategically, they price all products at the top of the market best price, relying on brand and quality to offset the price differential. Besides, they continue push to lower costs to make the product still affordable while sustaining the same retail price in the market. And for the last P, which is for promotion, they want to build a hype and anticipation for new upcoming products. This is because they want to make sure they always produce a new product for people out there. For example, the Apple company promote their products using annual conference or events to announce release and information on each new product before it hits the market. This allows the consumer to build a demand for the product before it ever hits the shelf. To conclude, what I learned from this is whenever produce a new product, we have to create some objectives to ensure our company has goals to achieve. We must have courage to take risks whenever produce a new product and put customer satisfaction as our priority to make sure our product well known. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining me here today. My name is Siti Zulaika binti Ahnan and my metric number is BK1911024. I will present to you about identity corporate. So what is the importance of identity corporate? The importance of identity corporate is it gives the taste or a sense of culture or personality to a company of a business. For example, like logo and slogan. So for most of company, they must ensure that their brand will recognized and remembered by their target audience. So as our chosen company is Apple Incorporated, before I go further, I would like to ask you guys if you know the identity corporate of Apple Incorporated. So actually, I bet you guys must know, right? Because everyone know about Apple company nowadays because of their successful product like iPhone, MacBook, airport, and etc. So I would like to tell to you about one phrase, which is Apple was fun, spirited, and not intimidating. I guess you guys must ever heard this maybe once in your life, which is in Apple video advertisements. So from here, I want to tell you about actually this is how Steve Jobs find the name of their company when he visiting an apple farm and name their company as an Apple. So while their slogan is think different and most of their product is about gadget technology. So what really grabbed my attention here is because Apple identity uh, is actually a company that has a brilliant branding that really focuses on an emotion, because Apple brand show personality of lifestyle, um, passion and power through technology. Actually, basically I want to say that Apple really understand what good technology should look like and feel like, and how it is people, how to fit to people's life. Because and Apple give promise for their user to give a best experience when user use their products. And then to summarize, actually I have covered about the important about identity corporate, and I also talk about how Apple uh, identity corporate. For example, like Apple got an Apple logo with a bite at the side of the apple, and their slogan is "Think Different." And I would like to add, Apple also inspired to their customer to see the world with a little different, like their slogan "Think Different." So I think, as my early question that I ask you guys, if you know the identity corporate for Apple Incorporated, so now you can see clearly what is Apple company identity. So what I have learned that from Apple identity is to make our products well known, and that our brand is remembered by our target audience. It is essential to us to make sure our product must be always fulfill the need of the customer and the taste of people nowadays, to make them trust and always support our product. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Greetings, my name is Andy Raymond Ramlan, and today I will be talking about key concept image. As users or consumers, we often converge our thoughts into image or corporate image without realizing. In this context, we often portray a company's corporate image through feedbacks where we rate their credibility in producing goods. This is very common. Therefore, it is very significant for a company to be well aware of the company's corporate image, as it is concerned with their possible targets. In this case, how does a company take care of their consumers' perception towards them? Well, this all revolves around this particular key concept, image. Image or corporate image is the immediate set of associations of an individual in response to one or more signals or messages about a particular organization. In other words, image is referred to as feedbacks or responses outsiders, such as users or consumers, have in regards to the particular company. Kim Richard once wrote his review about Apple products he purchased on Trustpilot.com, stating that he is very satisfied with their goods and that they are made of quality. According to the review, we can see that despite having seen all the negative comments about Apple's goods, this particular customer still portrayed the stigma that Apple is indeed a company who produces goods of quality, when he clearly wrote his good reviews about them on the website. This still shows that on a personal level to this customer, Apple appeals not just strongly but also impactful to its users to believe that what is offered is worth the purchase. Upon analyzing this matter, I have come to conclude that quality matters, as it somehow correlates significantly to the company's image. This hence applies to Apple Incorporation's built image that came from the great qualitative control that aids in the making of their name as well as their products. In conclusion, the key concept image covers an organization's well-being and credibility in producing goods of quality as well as representing the public's perception towards the company. Therefore, how does a company embark to ensure that they appeal to their target consumers? Basic principle: prioritize image as one of the key concepts in corporate communication. Without it, a company's degree of greatness is indistinguishable. That is all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so greetings for Sir Jamsari as our lecturer for corporate communication, and my name is Harlan Jupiri, matric holder BA 19161119. So today we will talk about the key concept that I choose, that is stakeholders. So basically, a stakeholder is a party that has an interest in a company and can either affect or be affected by the business. The primary stakeholders in a typical corporation are its investors, employees, customers, and suppliers. In stakeholders, it's divided into two, that is internal or external. So internal stakeholders are people whose interest in a company comes through a direct relationship, such as employment, ownership, or investment. External stakeholders are those people who do not directly work with a company but are affected in some way by the action and outcomes of said business. For example, suppliers, creditors, and public groups are all considered as external stakeholders. So in Apple, stakeholders that company that we choose, in their case, stakeholders significantly affect the business in terms of customer perception and sales revenue. Considering the continued high value of its brand, Apple effectively accounts for stakeholders in its strategies and policies. These stakeholder groups compel Apple to improve, and Apple affects them by satisfying their interest. So in Apple's company, they divide their stakeholders group into four, and the most significant is the first one, customers or consumers. The second one, Apple's employees. The third one is investors, and the fourth one is employees of suppliers and distributors. For the first group, that is customer or consumers, Apple prioritizes customers as its top stakeholders in devising corporate social responsibility strategies. This group is composed of individual and organizational buyers of Apple products. So the main interest of customers is to have effective and efficient products that are reasonably priced. So as we know, Apple products have higher price point. Whether the Apple products have higher price point, Apple's premium pricing strategy is acceptable because it matches the high quality and the aesthetic of the product. So Apple's corporate social responsibilities manage to satisfy the interests of the customers. So the second one is Apple's employees. So employees are the second priority stakeholders in Apple's approach to corporate social responsibility. This stakeholder group is composed of employees at Apple's facilities. The main interests of these stakeholders are proper compensation and career development. So this group are important because they directly determine Apple's human resource capabilities to innovate and develop profitable products. Thus, Apple's corporate social responsibilities effort satisfy the concern and interest of employees as a major stakeholder group. We move to the third stakeholder group, that is investors. So in Apple's, investors are typically major stakeholders and determinant of corporate social responsibility program in business. So investors surely want to maximize the return of what they invest. So as we see, Apple is one of the most profitable companies in the world right now. The firm maintains high profit margins. Apple's company has also managed to avoid debt and has a strong financial position which involves high liquidity through large amount of cash. Based on the conditions, Apple effectively satisfies the interest of investors as their stakeholders. So we move to the last group, that is employees of suppliers and distributors. Workers that work in Apple's supply chain are also significant consideration in the company's corporate social responsibility effort. These workers are indirect stakeholders in Apple's business, but determine the firm's corporate social responsibilities. The main interest of this stakeholder group is similar to the interests of Apple's own employees, such as proper compensation and job security. So, to a certain high degree, Apple's corporate social responsibilities effort satisfy the interests of the stakeholders group of suppliers workers. So thank you for hearing my presentation, and thank you to our lecturer and friends.
Good day everyone. My name is Norshakina binti Jumai with metric number BK19110353 from Corporate Communication course at section 3. Today I would like to inform my audience about the description, analysis and evaluation of corporate communication course. I choose Apple company as an example because there are many people use the product from this top world company. Knowing the issue of the company is very important, whether it is a small or big issue, so that we will know any information that relate to the company. Other than that, we will know the problem that the company facing. Moreover, any issue about the product that we interest or we own. Why I choose Apple company, issue, and what actually the issue of Apple company that relate to their customer, client, or to the owner of the product. If we love it, we will trying to find any information and study about that. It's the same thing that we should do before we make a real decision. As we know, there are many issues that happen in the company. From the previous issue of Apple company, iPhone owner could get $25 from Apple after the company agreed to settle claim over intentionally slowing down all the phone to preserve all the battery. That admission lead to Apple offering discount battery replacement at $29, but many people claim they had already spent hundreds of dollars to buy new phone because Apple didn't reveal the cause of the problem. We should know every issue of the company facing so that we will beware and not lose our money for problem like this. If we can, we should know every issue and alert of any information that we get. What grabbed my attention to this issue, the the Apple company have to spend a lot of money to pay a loss claim to a user and to a lawyer who has represented the user. They try to solve this problem with paying the losses. Because of this problem, the owner has claimed losses because they have spent a lot of money to buy new phone. For this case, it's a good condition because the company take a responsibility of the issue. The company know that the problem is because of their mistake. Issue will affect the reputation of the company because the reputation is evaluated through the customer assessment according to their experience when using the product. Sometimes they evaluate the company according to the issue from the news and so on. If the issue is a good issue, it will give a positive effect to the company. That will give a good improvement to the company reputation. But if the issue is a bad issue, the company may lose trust from their product user or customer as well as the quality of the product that are produced will be disputed until the customer feel less confident in owning the product. As a customer, we should be smart in spend rather than just following the current trend for self-satisfaction.
Hi, I'm Elfiani Grace. Okay, my group's topic is about Apple. Firstly, I will tell you a little bit about Apple. Apple is a company that produces an iPhone brand phone to the public. iPhone is now very popular not only in Malaysia but abroad also use iPhone. This iPhone is popular choice because of the sophistication and uniqueness of these Apple brands. Okay, I will present about the public. The issue of Apple paying up to $500 millions for battery-related phone slowdown has caught the public's eyes. Due to this issue, the owner of the iPhone was paid $25 from Apple after the company agreed to pay up to $500 millions to settle claims over intentionally slowing down older phones to preserve older batteries. Apple and lawyers presenting iPhone customers agreed to a deal stemming from Apple's 2017 admission that it was slowing down phone performance in older models to avoid unexpected shutdown related to battery fatigue. The admission led to Apple offering discount battery replacement at $29, but many people claim they had already spent hundreds of dollars to buy new phones because Apple didn't reveal the cause of the problem. What grabs my attention about this issue is that Apple companies have to compensate iPhone consumers because iPhone consumers complained that they had already spent hundreds of dollars to buy new phones. This is because Apple did not disclose to iPhone consumers the exact cause of the problems. Therefore, Apple should notify iPhone consumers about the disadvantage and advantage of us iPhone consumers so that iPhone consumers do not blame and damage the reputation of the Apple company. The advantage of Apple that we can see through this issue is that Apple is willing to compensate iPhone consumers
for having to spend hundreds of dollars. The disadvantage is that Apple are not honest with the public about the advantage and disadvantage of the iPhone they release. Apple must first show the advantage and disadvantage of the iPhone so that iPhone consumer can accept and know the problems will occur when they use the iPhone. The lesson we can learn from this issue is that companies need to be smart in solving problems that arise and being honest with the public, while the public or customer should be investigators in advance what they want to buy so that the loss can be remedied. The summary of what I found about this article is that people should be wise in choosing what they want to buy and first need to know how good the item is. Some companies also need to research the goods for sale in advance and provide clear information about the goods. Thank you.